new BA.5 variant of COVID-19 is now the dominant strain in the United States. Tonight, we are hearing from a doctor about what they're seeing and how concerned you should be. Dr. Andrew Jameson with Trinity Health says people are feeling worse than they did with the Omicron variant, and it's very easy to transmit. While they are seeing a slight uptick in hospitalizations, it is still significantly lower than the surge last fall and winter. We asked Dr. Jameson what our concern level should be with this new variant.
If you're someone who has an immune system that's not great, if you're someone who has a transplant, if you're someone who is older or has loved ones who are potentially susceptible, I think it is something you should be worried about and just be careful with. This really emphasizes the relationships with your primary care doctors, relationships with your healthcare team, so that if you have symptoms, you have a good way to get tested.
And if you test negative initially, Dr. Jameson says test again if you still have symptoms.
The reason is that sometimes the replication of the virus isn't always in the spot where you're swabbing or where you're sampling right away. It actually takes a little bit of time for it to kind of build up. And there's been a lot of reports of people that have tested negative initially, then positive a day or two later. So don't just assume I tested once and I'm good to go.
Dr. Jameson says oral antiviral treatments have worked well against the BA.5 variant. Some of the antibody therapies that they relied on before are not as effective. You should also get your booster if you haven't already to make sure you are protected.